Hi, welcome to the channel. As we're heading through Low Beachfront here on Beachfront Road, heading into the interior of Australia, into the scenic rim area. I just, yeah, so we've climbed about 500 metres, 450, 500 metres here. So it's got about 2-3 degrees cooler. It's unbelievable how it works. And that's the Pacific Ocean, about 20 k's that way, 25 k's that way. Pacific Ocean, straight line on your way to Chile. If you've got strong arms and a kayak, and this way, straight line, roughly Broome, I think, between Broome and Perth, all the way across about 5,000-6,000 k's, 7,000 k's, you'd be at the Indian Ocean. So we're heading towards the Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean behind it. Bit of a distance to the Indian Ocean, and a few wind and zigzagging roads, but you could get there. I think that would be one of the best rides you could do. If you just started off on the East Coast and you went to the West Coast on varied roads, you'd have to have all the equipment, you'd have to have all the tools, you'd have to be pretty set up. If you're by yourself, it'd be, you'd have to be. But if you can't do the desert routes, you can definitely still do the back road routes all over Australia, right? You can ride on roads, I'm not saying exactly like this or as high as this, but you can ride on a lot of back roads, both sealed and dirt roads. So the public roads, keep on the public roads. Then you go, if you're on RACQ in Australia, we call road service, where they come and help you if you break down. If you're an RACQ Ultimate Care, they will come out in any vehicle you're riding or driving, they'll come out and tow you, assist you. So if you stay on the public roads, they won't come out on an off-road, or a four-wheel drive track. So that's where the little fine print, and we think, we'll go off-road riding, we'll get the dual sport bike and I'll be out in the bush all the time. Then you run, but it's a registered dual ride. And most in Australia have changed a lot of the laws where you have to have a registered bike just to go in forests, where back in the day you could go an off-road bike. I don't think I heard of hardly anybody ever getting fined for riding an off-road bike in state forests back in the day. From 11 years old to about 16, that's all I did, way out in the bush, following old logging trails, kangaroo tracks, four-wheel drive tracks, explorers tracks. You could go as far as you wanted, without no mobile phones. Back in the day, when you're younger, you're invincible, Well, look about Numbaba Valleys that way, so you might have seen, if you watched a few videos on this channel, you'll have seen Numbaba Valley between Nerang and Mooloolaba. You might have seen a few other YouTube channels where we're riding this area. There is a lot of adventure riders that do the dirt around this area between the Sunshine Coast. Has got the tracks for off-road riding, but as I said, predominantly registered bikes. So we haven't got here, unless you go way out down to Woden, not way out, but down to Woden, Bong Way, back at Kyogle, all that, to get the proper dirt. When I talk about dirt roads that this will do, or a Toyota Corolla will do, just more heavy-duty four-wheel drive tracks and single trails and that. So, yeah, I think that swayed me when I was looking. I ordered a 300 rally just after I sold my Transalp, and I had the bike. I sat on it, and I was, but then I changed my mind and got this, as you do, because I thought realistically, I'm going to be at least 100 and something k's to ride to any track. And I like road riding, So how often would I actually be hitting the trails alone, because what happens is you get doubts, when you're riding alone, solo. You get that when you're out in the bush. We're talking about off-road riding. You go, shit, I'm out here. Things that never occurred to you when you were younger. I'm out here, even though you got a mobile phone, or you may even have a Garmin inReach, what I have to get. I'm out here alone. What if I drop the bike? And it's a real danger, because especially if you've got a Transalp, or even this bike, or a V-Strom, Africa Twin. How are you going to pick your bike up? Can you pick your bike up on a muddy? I've got Tech 7 Enduro boots, and I slipped over in mud on the flat while I was walking, I don't know if it's open or not, It's shut. It's either shut or there's nobody here. I don't know, it was open. I could have Oh well. Yeah, so that's the Numinbah Valley, So we do hang gliding from there. You go straight where my footprint is. That's Numinbah Village, and you go through Numinbah Valley. It's called Numinbah Valley, and you come to the New South Wales border, and it turns into Tweed Valley. It's about a 70-kilometre ride from Nerang to Mooloolaba. You can go off from there. You can go to all little places like Tyaga, Mount Warning, Yuki, do the Loop, Kyogle. You can go anywhere. You can go anywhere in Australia from here, basically. So this is a good bike. There's a lot of gravel, poorly made roads here. There's a bit of gravel. So we've got to be very cautious, The thing is, we have drivers complain about motorcyclists. And when motorcyclists do the speed limit, which I am doing now, just a little bit below, they tailgate you, I mean, there's a percentage of car drivers that they have no comprehension why you're going slower. Like 60 k's here, and there could be a police around the corner, But there could be gravel. There's gravel through his corner, so that's why I pull over and let them go. Because I think if they can't figure out, I'm not saying this guy, he's pulling back. If they can't figure out why a motorcyclist's going slow when there's gravel signs up, and so forth, then you don't want them behind, Because you don't want that sort of anybody behind you that has no comprehension, So now they're going to go ultra slow,